Welcome back to our channel, where we provide updates and previously unreported narratives about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today, we provide noteworthy news. Catherine looks stunning in her most breathtaking outfits and jewelry during her visit to France. When I typed Miss Middleton into my fledgling WordPress back in 2011, the post-publication ping of a single remark resonated deeply with me. I vividly recall the first time I wrote those words. 14 years later, the weight of worldwide devotion occasionally strains my dashboard, but the excitement of interpreting Princess Catherine's wardrobe persists, particularly when she is in direct contact with France. Why choose France? No other nation has fully mastered the art of utilizing clothing as a diplomatic tool, and no other monarch appears to derive greater pleasure from conversing in that language. I want you to accompany me as I rewind, beginning with Windsor Castle in July 2025 and ending with the windswept Normandy shore in June 2014, and analyze how each Franco-British interaction has, thread by stitch, revealed a future queen in the making. The opening of the most current chapter took place at RAF Northolt on July 8, 2025. A blush pink Dior 30 Montaigne bar jacket and a ballerina swirled midi-skirt were the outfits that Catherine wore as she returned to the public eye after a period of 6 careful months spent combating illness. Her first public flirtation with the house that developed contemporary Parisian style in 1947 was delivered on the very tarmac of an Anglo-French state visit. A delicate horsehair hem caused the skirt to vibrate like a rose petal when it was washed in the jet wash. Maria Grazia Chiuri's waist was so nipped that it cupped a 23-inch silhouette. To create a genealogical baton transfer that was portrayed in jewels, she pinned Diana's Collingwood pearl drops under a Jess Collett percher and grounded the sweet palette with Queen Elizabeth II's triple-strand pearls. Within a matter of minutes, people counted 214 comment threads that dissected the Dior debut. Janine Henney, a fashion historian, referred to the ensemble as a bold but historically literate peace offering. Vanity Fair's Katie Nichol went even farther, pointing out that the first version of Dior's bar jacket was introduced in the same year that the late Queen rose to the throne. She said, "What better way for a future queen to signal continuity than by wearing the garment that defined post-war optimism? If the daytime was like diplomacy, then the evening of the state dinner was like a full-blown theatrical victory." Catherine went down the red carpet at St. George's Hall wearing a scarlet silk gown with a crepona cape designed by Sarah Burton for Givenchy. The banners were made of crimson silk. Given that Burton is a British designer and Givenchy is a French house, the commission was a significant step across the channel. The bottom of the cloak concealed exquisitely sewn lily-of-the-valley sprays, which are synonymous with Christian Dior's Fortunate Bloom. Furthermore, a slim belt echoed the Legion d'honneur medal adorning President Macron's lapel. According to Harper's Bazaar, Catherine slipped into the lover's knot tiara, as though it were a crowning period at the end of a sentence she'd been writing since 2011. Vogue lauded the outfit using the phrase fashion diplomacy made literal to describe it. The post that went viral on X titled, "She's Back. She's blooming, and she's already dressing like the monarch in waiting," reached its peak of 30,000 tweets per minute. This post encapsulated the audience's collective gasp. Scrolling back to March 17, 2017, reveals the poignancy of the year 2025. Even though there were parades in Paris celebrating St. Patrick's Day, Catherine made the Liza Palace her runway by wearing a coat dress designed by Catherine Walker that had a bottle green color. Velvet lapels with cavalry-sharp pleats were reminiscent of the uniforms used by Napoleonic guards, and buttons made of polished gold sparkled in the sunlight under the corps d'honneur. What Kate wore documented an overnight sellout of green jackets across 5 British businesses. Rebecca Starr Brown, a reporter for the royal family, described the style as nostalgic yet audacious. It was then that my email was flooded with messages from Parisian readers who admitted that they had never seen the color emerald until that very moment. A French stylist bluntly wrote, "Elle has vol notre verre." 18 hours later, the Duchess of Cambridge responded with French couture. She arrived at Les Invalides wearing a burgundy and blue Chanel tweed coat dress from the Maison's Spring 2017 pre-collection. A leather belt with interlocking C's was used to constrict her waist, and a little lady Chanel bag hung from her waist like a calling card for the fashion industry. A fashion blogger compared the flex on the tweed to a surette sky rendered in Boucoule, and Vogue praised the outfit as a representation of her inner French girl unleashed. For a period of 2 hours, the hashtag Cocoquette trended higher than the hashtag PFW on Instagram. This episode demonstrates that even in the fashion capital, a British princess can take control of the system. Another flashback takes place in Picardy on June 30, 2016, only a few days before the anniversary of the Battle of the Somme. Catherine walked into the Twilight Vigil while wearing a long snake stitch coat by Missoni. The garment's graphite, ash, and silver chevrons glistened like Morse code when illuminated by candlelight. Dan Snow, a military historian, tweeted that night that the Italian knit was a single shard of flint, although it was as light as air and visibly substantial. Although there was a dispute among fans on the What Kate Wore site over whether or not the pillbox hat made her seem older, they all agreed that the metallic threads wonderfully captured the perpetual light of the monument. On July 1, 2016, dawn broke, bringing a fresh start. The garment was a cream Alexander McQueen lace dress with a prim Peter Pan collar, poppy seed patterns woven by the French lace firm Sophie Hallette, and a waist tie that was evocative of Edwardian D nurse's belts. The simple ivory conveyed a sense of recall that was devoid of melancholy. During an interview with BBC Breakfast, stylist Rachel Bloxham said that the color reset the emotional register from mourning to memory. Finally, let's go back in time to Gold Beach on June 6, 2014, to commemorate the 70th anniversary of D-Day. While a saucer hat by Lock & Company angled like a Spitfire wing, a cornflower blue coat dress by Alexander McQueen, which was initially seen in Australia, cinched the breeze. Glamour magazine lauded the quick recycling, describing it as wartime thrift in couture form. The earrings, which were made of sapphire and diamonds and had formerly belonged to Diana, sparkled a sea blue against a pewter sky. When ITV conducted an interview with a veteran who was 92 years old, the veteran muttered, "She looked like spring on a day we remember winter." I wrote down the quotation and posted it over my work for many days. Observe the intentional void in 2024. During the commemorations of the 80th anniversary of D-Day, Catherine was not there since she was in the middle of chemotherapy. This fact prompted Prince William to tell a soldier she would have loved to be here. The fact that she did not speak further emphasized the significance of her return to Dior a year later. She had not only healed, she had advanced to a higher level. Over the course of this decade-long fashion journey, a pattern slowly emerges. When Catherine is attending an event that is immersed in communal sadness, such as the Somme or D-Day, she automatically wears British tailoring and subdued colors. Whenever she feels the call of friendship, whether it is Paris in 2017 or Windsor in 2025, she seeks French ateliers or designers born in France, but she never fails to include elements of the Windsor family's legacy, such as Diana's pearls, Elizabeth's jewelry, or a British designer working for a French label. Every look speaks a constitutional idea. Monarchy survives by respecting lineage while simultaneously seeking modernity. This is something I can say without exaggeration, since I am a writer who has documented every cufflink and cape that Catherine has ever worn. The 2025 Dior Givenchy double act seemed like Catherine's dress rehearsal for her coronation. She used color in the same manner that politicians use language, and she used historical allusions with the accuracy of a lawyer. More importantly, she proved that fashion, which is so often dismissed as unimportant, can yet serve as the most delicate and precise instrument of statecraft. Catherine is quickly becoming the queen of sartorial diplomacy, sewing a silk-lined bridge between Britain and the continent, one garment at a time. If Charles is the king of continuity, and William is the prince of environmental urgency, then Catherine is quickly becoming the queen of stylish diplomacy. Moreover, for those of us who have been following her path from undergraduate cardigans to bar coats, that mastery is not just fascinating, It is the unmistakable hemline of history when it is in motion. Thank you for watching the video. What is the best outfit you like most? Please let us know your thoughts, and goodbye for now.